right, so go ahead and state your name and tell me your ride. What are we looking at?
Mileena Siri, and this is a 2011 Audi R8.
Wow, okay. And I guess she must be pretty popular because I just mentioned earlier you were advertised with like a birthday get together with your ride, your car. Tell me, I guess, how did you break through in the car scene out here in the IE, and let alone being a female driver of this beautiful car? How did you kind of work through those stereotypes of a primarily male-dominated kind of scene?
So actually I grew up around cars a lot. So I kind of grew up in the Fast and Furious lifestyle because of my dad doing street racing. And then actually once I became an adult, I went to school to become a diesel mechanic.
Wow.
So I'm full-time a diesel mechanic, and then I now own my own wrap business, and then I'm trying to get into engine rebuild business. But it is difficult. There are a lot of stereotypes. There's a lot of times where people underestimate you because of, you being a girl, or a lot of people think it's like daddy's money or your boyfriend's doing it for you, but I do everything myself. That's just how I am. I like working on my own cars, so that's pretty much how I deal with that. It usually, whenever the hate comes, I just let it blow by and just smoke them on the freeway.
That's good. And you're obviously extremely knowledgeable, having to even know diesel engines, and then now kind of expanding into engine rebuilds and wrapping and all of that nature. Tell me, what's the purpose of this R8? I mean, this is a wonderful, in a sense, affordable supercar. And what have you done to it? Are you a track rat? Are you someone that likes to just come out to the cars and coffees? What's your purpose for this ride?
So this ride, I actually bought it broken down. So I got it fully functional. The last thing left is to put it in sport mode, and then I can kind of see what it's capable of, and if I want to go the route of supercharge or twin turbo. Originally, I bought this car strictly for the track use because I do have my daily. However, for me, this car was just a stepping stone. So I went from a Kia Stinger GT that was fully track ready, full, rebuild and tune. And then I bought this car because I was like, I want to see what I can do with the daily supercar, But this is honestly a stepping stone for me. I think after this, after I fix this car up, see what I can handle, do a full rebuild on it, I'll probably end up selling it and buying something bigger. Kind of thinking of going like the Huracan way, or maybe get a Mercedes.
Really?
Yeah, or maybe get like a Mercedes AMG GT. It's just,
I love those.
I know.
Those look.
I just want to see what I can push the limit to when it comes to rebuilds.
Absolutely. Now, again, this isn't probably a very easy car to work on. Can you describe like some of the nuances that this R8 platform has in terms of the mid-engine and just working on this, finding parts? What have you noticed, or what's been your experience?
So when it comes to finding parts, I've learned that networking is literally everything, because parts are so expensive through Audi. Love Audi, but they're so expensive. So through networking, I've been able to find people who actually buy European parts and JDM parts for wholesale, and then, you can get the wholesale price. When it comes to working on it, for sure, I've never worked on a mid-engine before until now. It's so much different because you still have a secondary AC radiator cooler in the front, and then you also have it in the back, but then your air intakes are on the side of your vehicle and not in the front. And then in order to do most like transmission work, things like that, you got to remove the entire rear end, take panels off, take blades off. So it's definitely been a trip for sure. Most things that I got to do to this vehicle so far, I've had to take the wheels and the wheel wells completely off. So it's unlike anything I've ever worked on before, but I'm ready to do it again with another vehicle.
Wow, that's God bless you, because I gave up on that stuff many, many, many years ago. Now, you've also mentioned that you've kind of gone into wrapping vehicles. I've never experienced any of that or even done my own tinting or anything like that. Just give a brief overview of how you started to get into that. What have you learned? And is it a skill that many people can actually start and practice?
I definitely think most people can, if they practice enough and they have the patience for it, they can definitely do it. I started about 8 years ago because I was too broke to pay for a full paint job. So someone was like, why don't you wrap it? And I was like, what is that? So then I went self-taught. And then from there, I've just been doing it for friends and family for about 8 years. But a couple years ago, one of my friends told me, he's like, I know you're good at this and you like being nice to people, but you should really do it as a business. So I just went all in on doing it as a business.
Wow.
And so now 2 years later, we're actually here in about a year and a half, we're going to actually build a shop on some land and have like a full track and everything for our rebuilds as well. So that's kind of where we're headed right now, but definitely patience is a virtue. Steady hands, not too much coffee, no energy drinks. Like it all matters. Like it really, really matters. So
yeah, learning experience for everybody. Well, that's super cool. Last question. California is going to be kind of transitioning to electrification in the next 15 to 20 years. What are your thoughts of electric cars and kind of the future of the car culture?
Honestly, I keep hearing about how electric car charging is overpowering the grid, and they're like, slow down. I don't have an issue with electric cars at all. In fact, for my daily, I was kind of looking to buy one, really. I don't have an issue with it. I think even with electric cars, you can still add your own flavor, like cosmetic-wise. There's still mods that you can do to electric cars. I think the reality is like, yeah, I still love my gasoline car, but if we have to move to that, we will. But at least I know I can still do stuff to my own vehicle if I want to.
Very cool. A little more open-minded than most, I would say. Very interesting. All right. Well, go ahead and give out any shout-outs. Where can we find you, follow your build, and where can we learn about your experiences?
So my Instagram is @Sirius. That's SIRIOUS_R8. And then my business is @Mileena, MILEENA_made_motors. And then shout out to All Day Tuner Cafe, Driven Artisan Collective, Relentless, Import Infantry, all my best friends and family, retired and active duty military. I miss you guys.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, the lighting's not too great. I'm just going to take a couple of photos, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you. That's super cool.